Okay, so kumusta kayong lahat? So yun na nga, si Duterte ay dinala na sa The Hague, Netherlands. And yun na nga, sinerba na siya ng warrant ng Interpol. And he is not convicted. No, hindi pa siya convicted. He will go into trial. And doon i-conduct sa Netherlands yung trial niya. Ang kaso niya is so as far as I know is yung against humanity. Kalimutan ko yung pangalan, sorry. But anyways, he will face the charges, no? And he will defend himself via due process. And yun, I've been talking about Digong for many months now, and in reality since 2016 or since ng pagkampanya ni Digong during the 2016 presidential election, yun na nga, taga-kontra na ako, taga-comment na ako sa Facebook, and kinokontra ko na yung mga comment ng mga diehard supporters niya. Kasi and then doon ko din na learn, actually prior to Digong, hindi ko alam ang mga logical fallacies, hindi ko alam na they exist pala. So yun, doon ko natuto na may mga logical fallacies pala, and inaral ko sila. I learned a few of them, and I am still learning up to this day, kasi yun nga, ang daming logical fallacies, and even until now medyo na bibiktima pa din ako sa mga fallacious arguments ng mga tao. But anyways, yun na nga, as I said, meron naman talagang hangganan yung pagka malupit mo, pagka the way you solve things na hindi legal. So nabanggit ko nga sa video ko dati na let's just all say na everything Digong did was for the betterment of the Filipino people, even though I don't agree, even though I have a lot of things to say sa lahat ng mga kuno achievements niya. But let's just say 90% of them are true. Like, sobrang linis ng Davao, sobrang progressive ng Davao, sobrang mayaman ang Davao, sobrang ganda ng Pilipinas, wala ng traffic, wala ng kriminal sa time ni Digong. Sabihin na natin na totoo yun lahat. Pinalinis niya yung Boracay, pinaganda niya yung Manila Bay, and all of the other things. Nagpagawa siya ng mga magagandang tulay, building, hospital. Okay, but none of those has nothing to do why I do not like his methods. None of those things. Kasi kahit gaano ka pa ka-achiever, kapag may ginawa kang criminal na aktibidad, you are a criminal person, and I am going to move away from you. Kasi hindi naman po ang solusyon ng kriminalidad sa Pilipinas kriminalidad din. Ganoon yung ginawa ni Digong. Imbis na solbahin niya in the proper way, serba niya ng warrant of arrest yung mga tao na mga magugulo, mga rapist, mga mamamatay tao, mga addict, mga drug lords. Imbis na serba niya ng warrant, he did it in a way na would put him in danger. And that's what's happening now. How I wish na ginawa lang sana niya yung tama. Kasi nasa kanya lahat yung charisma, yung humor niya na nagigets ng masa, just everything about him is very positive for me. Nasasayangan ako kasi nasa kanya na ang lahat. Nasasayangan ako kasi yun na nga, hindi niya ginamit ito sa tama when it comes to dealing with criminality problem, no? Ginawa sana niya yung tama, nilinis sana niya yung kapulisan, which he did, pero nag-continue pa din yung patayan. Nilinis sana niya yung kapulisan, making sure na na okay, wala nang mga members na police na membro pala ng drug cartel. Nilinis niya yun, tinanggal niya yung mga may issue about kidnapping, kotong cops, ninja cops, riding in tandem cops. Nilinis sana niya yun. Making sure na mga mabubuting police talaga before doing the war on drugs. The war on drugs could be a tokhang na literal na kakatok ka at hangyo. Tokhang kasi is Bisaya eh. Tok hangyo. So, and maghangyo ka, mag-ask na, hey, can you cooperate with us? And kasi nakalista ka or something like that na due process. Pero narinig mo si Digong, sinasabi niya during sa Senate hearing, during sa Congress, na ini-encourage talaga niya yung mga kapolisen na magplant ka ng baril at saka drugs, and talagang i-encourage mo yung mga suspect na manlaban. So that is so wrong, man. I don't know why you are defending that kind of action. So nowhere in the world that is legal. Even if it is for the betterment of everyone. Again, it could have been done in a legal way, and I'll be supporting him all the way. Kasi sayang lang, may karisma siya, meron siyang pwede niyang utusan ang lahat na sumunod sa kanya, may command power. Sayang, kasi yun na nga, during 2016, 2017, during his term, nasasayangan ako. Please do this. I'm not a drug addict. Ito pa, ang nakakapalala pa sa lahat is yung mga DDS. Kapag kontra ka, even though you just want things to do, just want them to do things right, addict ako. So hindi na ako makakapag-comment ng with ano. Natatakot ako mag-comment kasi automatic either NPA ako or addict. 'Di ba? So hindi na ako makakapagsalita. Nasa silence ako. Nakakatakot 'yun. Kapag ko-comment ka, kukontra ka sa post na Duterte, pauulanan ka ng mga DDS, ng mga mura, taga-saan ka, papatayin kita, ganoon. Dati, adik ka siguro, susumbong kita sa police. Imagine na all you just want for Digong to do is to do it legally. No? I want all the criminalities to, we both want things to be peaceful and para maging peaceful tayo. We all want that. We both want that. You know that. Kaso, ang pinagkaiba, gusto ko lang gawin yung tama. Yung sa'yo is gusto mo gawin whatever is necessary. Whether that be illegal. And that is scary. Kasi, ang sinusolba mo is kriminalidad eh. And yung solusyon mo is kriminalidad din. Think about it. So, here we are. 21 hours ago, si Arquela Asa, I have nothing against her, pero nag-post siya, na biktima siya ng mga addict. No? Let's read. To those mocking us for standing by Duterte, unfriending people who ridicule us, and questioning our morals for supporting his war on drugs, let me make this clear, sabi niya. For you, this might just be politics. No, this isn't politics. This is something na what is right. No, I am not BBM. I am Leni Robredo. Walang kinalaman na si Leni Robredo sa away ng mga BBM supporters at TDS, but here I am. No, because I want things to be done na right. So this might be just politics. No, it's not politics. For me, it's personal. It is also personal for me. So it was 10 years. I was 10 years old when the drug addicts barged into our home. They hammered my head and cut my throat. My brother was 12 when they smashed his skull repeatedly. My sister was 8 when they did the same to her. My mother, weak, helpless, was stabbed and beaten to death. My father suffered the same fate. And my baby sister, she was 8 months old, cried for milk and they butchered her. Where is the justice for her? This is so fucking wrong to ask. This is not the fault of everyone. This is the fault of our ito yung gusto kong sabihin na saan ka ba tatakbo kapag ganito yung problema? May mga problemang ganito sa Pilipinas. Hindi lang ikaw ang pinapatay ng mga tao. Hindi lang kayo ang nire-rape. Hindi lang kayo ang ninanakawan. A lot of us are suffering the same thing from all the criminals out there. No? Where is the justice for it? Of course, we will ask for it. And sino ba ang hihinga natin ng justice? 'Di ba? Ang ating justice system mismo, no, magtatawag tayo ng pulis, mag-ask tayo ng tulong, they will investigate, they will look for the criminals, they will be tried. Kasi importante na beyond reasonable doubt yung dinakip na pumatay sa kanila, if ever man nakita na nadakip ng mga pulis, is without reasonable doubt talagang sila ang pumatay sa pamilya ni Arkela Asa. No, hindi pwedeng siya na 10 years old ay magpo-point lang na eto siya mismo ang nang-rape sa akin, kasi posible na nagkamali siya. No, posible na hindi pala yun, magkamukha pala. A lot of things, kaya we need to collect enough evidence para ma-persecute yung tao na nagbiktima sa kanila. That's the whole point. No, hindi, wala namang just because we are anti-digong, we are anti sa polisiya niya, sa war on drugs niya, suddenly, pro na kami sa patayan, pro na kami sa addict. Why can't you see it? No? It is so horrible. It's a horrible thing to happen to a family. But we can own, what we can do is to ask help from our government. That's it. And our government will do its best to follow the due process para madakip talaga yung mga kriminal. And i-go sila sa trial para ma-make sure na sila talaga yung mga pumatay. Di ba? So for the victims of these addicts turned murderers, for the victims of this, where is the justice daw sa mga victims ng mga addict na to na naging mga murderer? You cry for the families of drugs. No! No one's crying for the families of drug addicts. We don't know if they are. They are already dead. We don't know if they are really drug addicts. They can't defend themselves because they are already dead. That is the reason why we are angry. We need to make sure na mga kriminal talaga yung mga tao. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na pag drug addict ka, rapist ka na. Or mamamatay tao ka na. Ang daming pari sa Catholic Church na I doubt nagsashabu. Pero nangre-rape sila ng mga bata. At anong ginagawa ng church? Dina-transfer sa ibang church. Walang justice din. 'Di ba? So you cry for the families of, no, I cry for the people that I don't know who they are. They can't defend themselves. They are already tarnished. Yung, for example, kay Kian, namatay si Kian, anong nangyari sa pamilya niya? Tinanggal sa trabaho yung uncle, na-stroke yung papa, hindi na sila nakaahon kasi sobra ang bullying na nangyari sa kanila. No? Pinaunalan sila ng hatred ng mga Duterte supporters, naka-receive sila ng mga death threats. Hindi na okay ang pamilya niya. Hindi lang si Kian ang nawala, pati yung buhay ng pamilya na iniwan. So no one is crying for drug addicts. No? We are crying for the people that na namatay na hindi natin alam sino sila. Kasi kung drug addict man yun talaga, kung namatay man yung drug addict, deserving niyang mag-go through sa trial. Kagaya ng how deserving Duterte is now na sinerban ng warrant of arrest. Walang na-serve the warrant of arrest sa tao na drug addict kuno. And again, even if they are, they don't deserve to be killed. They deserve to be trialed and mag-undergo sa due process para ma-judge kung saan ka ba dapat ikulong. Diba? Ilang years ka dapat ikulong. So I don't cry for the families of drug addicts. I cry for the fact na I don't know sino yung mga pinapatay. They could be journalists, they could be activists, they could be drug addicts and pushers, but we don't know. Nagmi-mix na lahat ng mga patay. We won't ever know kasi patay na nga. Di sila nag-undergo sa trial. No? But where were you when the families like mine were slaughtered by them? I don't know. That was long ago. But you could have requested for for help from our own government, kasi trabaho ng kapulisan na imbestigahan sila. Right? Hindi naman tayo, again, wala namang magrarally sa labas na sasabihin, ayaw namin sa rapist, ayaw namin sa addict. Kasi they are civilians as well. Hindi natin sila binabayaran. Walang tax money na napupunta sa mga civilian para gawin nila yung pagka-civilian nila. Walang ganun. Magagalit tayo sa government at sa mga authorities natin kasi we gave them the resources, the power to do their job, and hindi nila ginagawa ang trabaho nila ng tama. That's why we get angry. Hindi tayo pwedeng magalit sa kapwa natin citizen, kasi why would we? Wala naman tayong binayad sa kanila. We don't owe, they don't owe us anything. Our kapwa civilians don't owe us anything. No, they don't serve us. You don't serve me. I don't serve you. The police serve us. Our politicos will serve us. Kaya we don't cry. Kaya hindi kami, walang nagrarally kasi pinatay yung pamilya mo ng mga adik. No? Hindi tayo magagalit sa adik, magagalit tayo sa pulis. Bakit hindi pa din nabigyan ng hustisya? Magagalit tayo sa sarili nating government. Bakit hindi pa din nabigyan ng hustisya yung family niya? Bakit walang movement yung kaso? Bakit ang bagal? Bakit walang ginagawa ang kapulisan? Ganoon dapat yung galit natin. Doon napupunta, hindi doon sa mga, of course, ang bobo naman natin kung hindi tayo magagalit sa mga rapist, But what we can ask is for accountability and gawin ang trabaho ng ating mga authorities, no? Of course we get angry with the criminals, but at the end of the day we will ask help from our authorities, and if hindi nila ginagawa ng tama yung trabaho nila, magagalit tayo sa kanila kasi sila lang yung way for us to have the justice that we deserve. Surviving isn't healing. The trauma never ends. True. I still remember it is as if it was yesterday. I still hear my brother begging for his life. Yada yada yada. I still see the shadows. I don't know. Everyone suffers things like this every day. Even my father, who survived, never truly made it out alive. He is disabled now, unable to speak. The attack stole not just his body but his voice. We didn't deserve this. No one deserves this. But those addicts turned murderers didn't care. Of course they won't, because they're criminals. They didn't care whose daughters or sons. Of course. They didn't care if someone would grieve for us. Of course. They didn't care that they're destroying entire lives. Of course. When Duterte won, that was the first time I felt safe. Okay. Criminals feared the government. The streets were safer. For once, I didn't have to live in the constant. Okay, if that's how you feel, I don't feel the same way. Kasi ang fear ko is meron akong mga relatives na I know hindi mga addict at hindi mga pusher, pero baka mapagtripan sila kasi yung lifestyle nila iba. May iba na palalabas, na nagsiskateboard. May iba na maraming tattoo. May iba na mahaba yung buhok. May iba na iba yung damit. Parang bad boy. But they're not using drugs. But they could be matripan sila. That's how I fear. I see news na mga estudyante na naka-uniform binaril ng riding in tandem. That's how I feel. Kasi ito yung fear ko in-execute ni Digong ang sistemang patayan. There could be people out there that are malicious towards Digong that will take advantage of that fact and pumapatay sila randomly to sabotage Digong. Isn't that a possibility? To destroy yung plano niya ng peace? 'Di ba? Ginugulo niya, Ginugulo nila ang fact na may mga riding in tandem na pumapatay talaga ng mga drug addict ko, no? At pero meron ding mga riding in tandem na pumapatay ng mga inosente. Is it a sabotage? Sabotage ba? Is it really the DDS na who are just pulling triggers sa mga talagang addict talaga? Nagkamali ba yung riding in tandem at nabaril yung bata? We will never know. No one will ever know. Kasi yun na nga, sistemang patayan. Sistema na walang proseso. We are just entrusting our lives to Digong and how Digong will manage this, how Digong will architect this kind of system of killing. No? So it's a scary world. I don't feel safe kasi naiisip ko yun. Ang daming possibility sa ganitong klaseng sistema. Wala nang due process. Anyone is out there killing each other. There could be a police na hindi gusto na siguro membro siya ng drug cartel, protector siya ng mga drug pusher, ayaw niyang i-pinpoint siya, ayaw niyang ituro siya ng mga pusher na hindi mga police, so pinapatay niya. Or it could be something else. We don't really know. No? So may mga police na nakahalo sa mga hanay ng kapulisan na drug member pala, may kidnapper member pala. We won't ever know. They could pretend na ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila. And what's scary is yung sinabi ni Digong, no, na inutos ni Digong in public. Lagyan mo ng baril, no? Lagyan mo plantan mo ng baril, lagyan mo ng droga at patakbuhin mo para ma-force naman laban. He repeatedly said that sa media, even sa Congress and even sa Senate. There are reward systems according to his pinaka-trusted na police doon sa Davao. May reward system, no, na nag-i-encourage ng mga police natin nalalabas at papatay talaga kasi may reward pagpatay. Walang reward kung hihuhulihin. Kasi you will hear again, Duterte will say na papakainin ko pa yan doon. Papakainin. So what if the motive is pera? And wala nang addict, wala na silang intel na may addicts. Papatay na lang sila ng random na mukhang addict. Lalagyan na lang nila ng paskil na addict ako, wag tularan. You see the system that he created? You see the craziness of the thing that he created? Ginawa niyang kriminal ang mga pulis. Imbis na matakot tayo sa mga addict, pag nakakakita tayo ng pulis dati, matatakot tayo. Nagbe-behave. No? What if? Ang daming what if. And nangyari na nga, ang daming ang patay. Ang daming ang thousands of people were killed. They are not drug addicts. How sure are you that they are? How can you say na how can you say that you cry for the families? How sure are you that they are families of drug addicts? No one will ever know who they are. Who they really are. Kasi patay na sila. They can't defend themselves. Walang warrant sa kanila. So aren't you scared? Siguro sa kakulangan lang yan siguro sa kaignorantihan mo lang yan, kaya ganoon yung isip mo, you felt safe. While ako na informed about things like this, ay natatakot. No? And pag i-express mo ito, pag sasabihin mo natatakot, sasabihin ng mga DDS, so you have nothing to hide. If wala ka naman talagang ginawang masama, hindi ka dapat natatakot. And I want to be assured with those words, pero at the same time, you see every day, may patay na naman, and we don't know who that is. May patay na naman. And we will never know who that is. Addict daw. May placard. Is that enough? Enough na ba yan as proof na addict talaga sila? So, ang daming combination ng mga pagkakamali, ng mga decision making, ng strategy ng war on drugs that is so fucking scary. Siguro safe ka kasi babae ka, and usually kapag ang drugs ang issue is usually lalaki. No, siguro na feel safe ka kasi babae ka. Di ka siguro mapagtripan ng pulis na nang titrip. So yes, I take this personally. Same. And to those who call us enablers, you didn't lose your family to drugs addicts. I don't have to. No, I don't have to lose my any kind of family members to know na you're enabling something that's illegal, that's extrajudicial, that's enabling by definition. No, hindi naman ako, kung namatayan ako ng pamilya ng adik, hindi naman ako magiging pro Duterte. Kasi eto yung mangyayari sa akin. Pag namatayan ako, papatayin ko yung pumatay sa pamilya ko. Magiging kriminal ako. Hindi ko uutusan ang kapulisan na sila ang gagawa sa dirty deed ko. Kasi how would I be satisfied with that kind of thing? No? I want to be satisfied. I want to kill the person that killed my family member. Hindi ko iuutos sa police. Why would I? And ginagawa ko pang masamang tao yung police. Ginagawa ko pang demonyo ang police. No, ginawa kong gun for hire. No? You don't wake up every day reliving the horror. Okay? You don't have to carry this rage, this grief, this pain. I'm sure the family of those victims felt the same way. Tok, tok, tok. And then, ang mga bata naglalaro. Ginanan nyo ng police. So, silent ang mga bata. May inaiwan na isa. Naka-Armalite. Yan lang kayo. Umakyat yung mga pulis sa taas. Bam, 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 bam. Bulagta lahat. You are that. Yan yung na-experience mo, di ba? So, you like that to happen every day? You like that to happen to all of the children na anak ng kuno adik? No, we will never know if they really are, and if they are deserving of death. No? If you ask me if I would kill, yes, I would. Same. I would kill if it meant my children would grow up in a already are safe. You'd be a criminal. The thing is, if we do it, if I do it, madali lang akong takpin kasi isa lang akong individual. Wala akong kapangyarihan. Hindi ako polis, hindi ko hawak ang kapulisan, hindi ko hawak ang judicial, hindi ko hawak ang mga senator. Isa lang akong individual, isa lang akong citizen. Kaya I'm encouraging, if na-victimize ka, patayin mo yung pumatay sa'yo. Kagaya noong ginawa ni what call this, nung pumatay ng CEO. Go ahead, kill all the CEOs, kill all the billionaires. But the great thing about that is it's a citizen yun, hindi yun state. Nakakatakot kung state. That's the thing here. Now, encourage vigilantism sa citizen. That is why early in the Duterte campaign, ba't pa siya tumakbo ng pagka-presidente? Sana naging vigilante na lang siya. Kasi pag vigilante siya and wala siyang posisyon, hahantingin siya ng government and magiging creative siya para ma-escape ang government. Doon yun sana ang nangyari. Hindi yung may kapangyarihan siya and he can abuse that power. Ginawa nga niya. Ano ang ginawa niya kay Senator Leila de Lima? Gumawa siya ng mga kwento at pinakulong niya na napatunayan 6 years later after detention niya for 6 years na hindi pala totoo lahat ng mga akusasyon. 3 counts. Di totoo. ABS-CBN kasi trip lang niya. Pinatanggal sa ere. No, tinanggalan ng lisensya. Pina-shutdown. Maria Ressa for her Rappler na very critical sa war on drugs ni Digong. 'Di ba? That's using his power. That's ang daming red flag. Why can't you see it? No, why are you giving it to a person na ang daming red flag? No. So I would kill it if it meant my children would grow up. Yes, same. The difference is you're just a citizen. You're not a public officer. na wala kang kapangyarihan. If you are, I don't know who you are, but that's the difference. Madali ka lang hulihin ng pulis kasi nakagawa ka ng crime. Kapag pulis ka, pwede kang depensahan ng kapwa mo pulis, pwede kang iharas, pwede kang sendan ng mga death threats because they have the resources, they have the power, the authority, and the connection. That's scary. So the only reason I continue to live right now because of my kids. I couldn't save my baby sister that day, but I will make sure I can protect the children. This is the first time I've ever felt sad, this anger over someone I've never even met in person, but who made a real impact, brought real change. I don't know. To my sister, okay, this is, feel free to unfriend me. I would go to the streets and fight for tatay. No. You know what I want you, ang i-suggest ko sa'yo? Support leaders that will uphold the rule of law. Na nabigyan ka sana ng justice kung itong pamilya na wala ka palang justice for them, nabigyan ka sana, no, na dapat yung justice system fast yung pagproseso ng mga kaso, no, more lawyers, mag-invest ang government in more lawyers, more justices, diba? Yun dapat, hindi yung patayan, kasi that's the wrong step. Kaya nga nakulong na si Digong eh. That's the wrong step. Ang tama na step is hulihin yung mga kriminal, i-go through sila sa mga process, and patawan sila ikulong sila sa length na dapat na para sa kanila. 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, yun dapat. Hindi yung sistemang patayan. Kasi you are just yun na nga, nakulong na nga.